Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Pakistan Studies course. This is lecture number 29. The topic under discussion is Pakistan and the Muslim world. This lecture is going to be divided into three parts. First, foundation of Pakistan's relations with the Muslim world. Second, multilateral relations with the Muslim world. Third, country-to-country relationship, or you could say bilateral relations. We take up the first part, that is foundation of Pakistan's relations with the Muslim world. Why Pakistan attaches great importance to its relations with the Muslim world. That is the issue that will be dealt with in the first part of the lecture. As I have said, that Pakistan assigns premium and importance to its ties and relations with the Muslim world. Pakistan is an advocate of pan-Islamism in the international system, that is, greater unity, greater cooperation amongst the Muslim states, so that they can effectively project and protect their interests. Another consideration is support to Islamic or Muslim causes at the international level. Whether you are talking of international forums or bilateral level, Pakistan has supported Muslim causes anywhere in the world. The third aspect pertains to Pakistan's relations with the Muslim world on country-to-country basis, or what we call bilateral level, when Pakistan conducts its relations with individual Muslim country. If you look at Pakistan's constitution, you find that one of the principles of policy urges the government to maintain and pursue close and cordial relations with the Muslim world. So, in other words, it is imperative from constitutional perspective for government of Pakistan to maintain and pursue friendly and close relations with the Muslim world. It's not simply in the post-independence period that Pakistan started pursuing cordial relations with the Muslim world. Pakistan's heritage shows that the Muslims of this region always had great interest in and concern for Muslims living elsewhere in the world. You could find in the pre-independence period the Muslims of this region and the Muslim League that led the independence movement always supported the Muslim cause elsewhere. After independence, this became a permanent and regular aspect of Pakistan's foreign policy. Now we move on to the second part that deals with multilateral relations. That is, the relations of Pakistan with other countries that involved several countries at the same time. In the multilateral domain, we could first talk about Pakistan's support for the decolonization of the Muslim world. After becoming independent, Pakistan championed the cause of liberation of those Muslim states that were under foreign control, foreign domination, and in this connection, we can talk about Pakistan's support to independence of Indonesia, Tunis, Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Sudan, and Eritrea. You would remember that Algerian freedom movement went on for a long time, and Pakistan was a great champion of their freedom. And when Algeria became independent, Pakistan welcomed this positive change that another Muslim country had become independent and sovereign. Second issue that can be raised here is Pakistan's support to the Palestinian cause. There is a consistency and continuity in Pakistan's support to the Palestinian cause, to their national rights, and to their right to have their own state. This support goes back to the pre-independence period when Muslim League passed resolutions after resolution in support of the Palestinians. After independence, the state of Pakistan has been an ardent and active supporter of the Palestinian cause at all levels. It has criticized time and again, and quite bitterly, the atrocities that Israel commits against Palestinians from time to time. Pakistan supports their right to have a separate, independent, and sovereign state. Third, we can talk about Organization of Islamic Conference, OIC. Organization of Islamic Conference is a manifestation of unity of the Muslim world and the concept of pan-Islamism. Pakistan was very active in creating this forum, and Pakistan has remained associated with the OIC right from the beginning, when the first summit conference was held in 1969. The second summit conference of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Conference, was held in Lahore in 1974. Its session was held at the Assembly Chambers in city of Lahore, which was a matter of great pride and honor for Pakistan that the heads of states, government, and top leaders of the Muslim world were present in Pakistan for some time. One Pakistani has served as the Secretary General of OIC, or Organization of Islamic Conference. Pakistan has been actively involved with the OIC in the political and diplomatic domain, economic area, and also in the technological and scientific fields. OIC has repeatedly extended support to Pakistan's position on Kashmir. It has passed resolutions demanding that the people of Kashmir should be given right to decide their political future. Fourth important area in the multilateral field is RCD and ECO. RCD means Regional Cooperation for Development. This organization was set up in 1964, and this included Turkey, Iran, and Pakistan. RCD worked in the area of economic cooperation, trade, cultural, and related fields. However, this organization became inactive in 1979. In 1985 and 86, Iran, Pakistan, and Turkey decided to set up ECO, Economic Cooperation Organization. Its objectives were very similar to the RCD. However, a significant development was that in 1992, 6 members were added to the ECO, or Economic Cooperation Organization. These members were Afghanistan and states of Central Asia, which included Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. This means that now ECO has 10 members, 3 original and others who joined later on, and these members are trying to promote greater economic, trade, technological, and cultural cooperation and exchanges amongst the members. Economic assistance and investment in Pakistan from the Middle East. Some of the Middle East countries had been extending economic cooperation to Pakistan from the beginning. Trade relations were there from the beginning. From 1972 onward, this relationship, economic relationship, economic assistance, economic cooperation, investment, extended rapidly. Some of the Middle Eastern countries, like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iran, UAE, Libya, provided economic assistance to Pakistan in the 70s and in the 80s. These countries also made investments in Pakistan primarily in the 70s and some in the 80s. Their economic assistance, their cooperation contributed to Pakistan's economic development and stabilization in the 70s and the 80s. Furthermore, Pakistan extends military training facilities to number of the Gulf states and other Middle Eastern states in Pakistani institutions. Pakistan's military personnel, retired and serving, also go to these countries for different training and staff appointment. We all know about another important dimension of relationship between Pakistan and the Middle Eastern states. That is, thousands and thousands of Pakistanis are employed in different states of the Gulf region and other Middle Eastern Muslim states. And from these states, these Pakistanis working there send part of their earnings back home. And this becomes an important source of earning, foreign exchange earning for Pakistani state. In this way, Pakistanis living abroad, especially in the Middle Eastern region, are playing a significant role in Pakistan's economy. This relationship is very important for Pakistan. And if there is a crisis in the Middle East, this adversely affects the trade between Pakistan and the Middle Eastern countries, and also those Pakistanis who are living and working there, and their dependents in Pakistan who gets financial support from these countries by their own family members. There is another dimension at the multilateral level that pertains to the rights and issues of Muslim minorities. In different countries of the world, Muslims are also living as minority. That is, majority is non-Muslim and they are a minority. The rights and interests of the minorities, Muslim minorities living in other countries, is a matter of interest for Pakistan and Pakistanis. Usually, Pakistan operates through the Organization of Islamic Conference, which monitors the rights and interests of Muslims living in non-Muslim majority areas. Now we move on to the third part of our lecture, which deals with country-to-country relationship. That is, Pakistan's bilateral relations with individual Muslim countries. It is not possible to discuss all the detail of this relationship with all Muslim countries. we will highlight Pakistan's relations with some Muslim countries so that you have a fair idea of the nature of relationship, the kind of interaction that takes place between Pakistan and different Muslim countries. First, we take up Pakistan's relations with Saudi Arabia. This has been an important bilateral relationship which is characterized by continuity of cordiality going back to the early years of Pakistan. The two countries, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, share views on major international and regional issues. They consult each other on regional and international issues from time to time. They work together in organization of Islamic Conference. Saudi Arabia supported Pakistan in all its wars with India. Saudi position on Kashmir is supportive of Pakistan. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have an extensive economic relationship that expanded rapidly after 1972. Saudi has provided economic assistance, loans to Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia has also invested capital in Pakistan in various projects. An important aspect of relationship is oil supply from Saudi Arabia. Since 1998, Saudi Arabia has been supplying crude oil to Pakistan on deferred payment basis. Deferred payment means you get oil now, but you make the payment of its price later on gradually. This has helped to ease economic pressure on Pakistan, and Pakistan has been able to obtain oil. Saudi Arabia is the biggest oil supplier to Pakistan at the moment. This relationship is going to expand over the years because both have been expanding the area of cooperation. For example, latest addition to this area of cooperation is counter-terrorism. That is, both are cooperating to contain terrorism in the region. The second important relationship is with UAE, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and other Gulf states. As a matter of fact, Pakistan maintains very cordial and close relations with all Gulf states, and Pakistanis are based in all these states. They are working there and earning their living, as well as contributing to the economy of these countries. These countries, UAE, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, have been providing financial assistance and investments in Pakistan. UAE had set up hospitals in Pakistan. It has also established Islamic centers in some of Pakistani universities where students get instructions in Islamic studies and related subjects. I may mention here that the Kingdom of Oman has a large number of Pakistanis living there. It recruits people in Balochistan for its army from time to time. So there is a special relationship between the Kingdom of Oman and Balochistan. The rulers of these kingdoms, like UAE and others, visit Pakistan in their official capacity for official visits, but also on personal and private visits. So far as Qatar is concerned, the relations are quite close and cordial. There is a plan under consideration that a gas pipeline be established from Qatar to Pakistan. If this project is implemented, then the economic ties between Qatar and Pakistan would deepen. Third important relationship that Pakistan maintains in the Middle Eastern region is its relations with Iran. Is a neighboring state with a long tradition of close, cordial, political, economic, and cultural relations. The King of Iran was the first head of state to visit Pakistan after it came into existence. Iran has another distinction. It was also the first country that extended formal recognition to Pakistan when it came into existence. Pakistan and Iran have worked together in different collective organizations or collective arrangements. Pakistan and Iran were partners in CENTO, which was earlier called the Baghdad Pact, and then they are with ECO, before that RCD. So CENTO, RCD, ECO are organizations where they have worked together, in addition to other global organizations when they are partners. Iran supported Pakistan in all its war on Kashmir, and Iran's stand on Kashmir is also supportive of Pakistan. When there was a revolution, Islamic revolution in Iran in February 1979, Pakistan welcomed that revolution. However, in first couple of years after the Islamic Revolution in Iran, relations between Pakistan and Iran were rather at low key. Firstly, because Iran was busy in its internal affairs. Secondly, Iran had some reservations about strong ties between Pakistan and the United States at that time. However, since mid-80s, relations have been revived and Iran and Pakistan have gradually become close friends and partners with lot of exchanges and exchange visits at different level, at the level of the head of state, at the level of the cabinet members and senior officials. In fact, 3 Iranian presidents have visited Pakistan since the Islamic Revolution. President Khamenei visited Pakistan in January 86. Later, Khamenei became the Rahbar in Iran. The second president to visit Pakistan was Ali Akbar Rafsanjani, who visited Pakistan in March 97. The third Iranian president to visit Pakistan was President Khatami, who visited Pakistan in December 2002. From Pakistan side, there have been similar important visits. Currently, there is a project under consideration for constructing a gas pipeline from Iran to Pakistan, and then from Pakistan it will go to India. So this project is under consideration, and if this project materializes, naturally the relationship would further expand in the economic domain. Fourth important relationship is Pakistan's ties with Turkey. Turkey is another Muslim country that has by now established a strong tradition of support to Pakistan and cooperation with Pakistan. Turkey has stood by Pakistan in all kinds of situations. In war and in peace, Turkey has supported Pakistan. On Kashmir, Turkey supports Pakistan and calls for peaceful resolution of the problem. If Turkey has been supportive of Pakistan, Pakistan has supported Turkey, especially on this Cyprus issue. In Cyprus, the people of Turkish origin, or who are described as Turkish Cypriots, were a minority, and there was a problem of their rights and interests in Cyprus. In 1974, Turkey landed its troops in northern Cyprus, and Turkish Cypriots established their own distinct political entity. Pakistan has been supporter of Turkey and Turkish Cypriots for this Cyprus problem, and Turkey has appreciated that gesture. There have been high-level civil and military visits from both sides. In fact, their top military people regularly visit Pakistan, and Pakistan's top military officials respond to those visits and go to Turkey for similar visits. Now we can talk about Pakistan's relations with Egypt. Egypt-Pakistan relations are normal and cordial. Currently, they exchange views on different regional and international issues. However, in the past, especially in the 50s and the 60s, especially early 60s, there were problems in Pakistan's relations with Egypt, because Pakistan's close ties with the West had some dark shadow on Pakistan's relations with Egypt. This was the period of President Nasser. However, from late 60s and especially from the 70s, relations have improved and cordiality has increased. Pakistan supported Egypt in all its war with State of Israel. 1956, 1967, 1973, wars with Israel. Pakistan supported Egypt, and this has helped to improve relations with that country. The next important relationship is with Libya. Libya's head of state, Colonel Gaddafi, has been a very active supporter and friend of Pakistan. He and his government extended valuable support to Pakistan in the 70s. This support was not merely diplomatic support, but also economic support. And in the 70s, Libya invested in Pakistan. When in 1986, the United States launched air raids on Libya, Pakistan, despite close relations with the United States, condemned American air raids on Libya. We can look at Pakistan-Libya relations from another dimension. Since the 70s, Pakistani civilians and military, especially retired military personnel, have been doing job and employment in Libya. And this has been an important bond between the two countries. Now, as Libya is gradually overcoming its problem with the United States, Libya-Pakistan relations are becoming more activated. We can talk about Pakistan's relations with Jordan, which is another example of cordiality and friendship. King Hussein was an active supporter of Pakistan, and throughout his rule, he supported Pakistan, worked for close relationship with Pakistan. Now, his son, King Abdullah, is pursuing that tradition of friendship, tradition of cooperation, and tradition of supporting Pakistan on different issues. Pakistan and Jordan have an arrangement for cooperation in the military training field. And since the mid-60s, Pakistani military personnel were based there in different capacities for training purposes. which strengthened this relationship between Pakistan and the state of Jordan. Pakistan supported Jordan on all international issues, especially in its problems with the state of Israel. We can now talk about Pakistan's relations with Afghanistan. At the moment, Pakistan has cordial and friendly relations with Afghanistan. But if we go back in the past, especially in the early years of independence, we do find problems in the relationship. It was mainly because the Afghan government of that time questioned the legitimacy of the Durand Line, that is the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and laid claim on Pakistani territory in the name of Pakhtunistan. But as this issue was pushed to the background with the passage of time, relationship between Pakistan and Afghanistan improved. No matter what was the relationship between government of Pakistan and government of Afghanistan in the early years, the relationship at the common person level, at the individual level, was always very cordial. Afghanis coming into Pakistan, Pakistanis going into Afghanistan, that has always been the feature. When Soviets sent their troops into Afghanistan in December 1979, Pakistan opposed that Soviet action and supported the resistance against Soviet military in Afghanistan. Pakistan was supporter of the Mujahideen resistance against Soviet troops. Pakistan supported the Taliban government for several years. But in September 2001, as regional and international environment changed, Pakistan withdrew support to the Taliban and got involved in global effort to contain terrorism. Pakistan is extending all kind of economic and technological assistance to the Karzai government for reconstruction and economic rehabilitation of Afghanistan. The interest of Pakistan is that a friendly country, a neighboring country, should stabilize and should overcome its problems, so that the refugees, Afghan refugees that are there in Pakistan, can go back to their homes in security and they have better future there. We can talk about Pakistan's relations with Bangladesh. Bangladesh came into existence in December 1971 in a situation which created a lot of bitterness in Bangladesh against Pakistan and in Pakistan against Bangladesh. So initial years were years of lot of bitterness between the two countries. Pakistan recognized Bangladesh in February 1974. From that time, Pakistan's relations with Bangladesh have gradually improved, despite the fact that in the initial years, both countries had complaints against each other. In the present-day context, Pakistan and Bangladesh maintain cordial relations. Trade has improved. The visits of senior officials and important leader has been there. Bangladesh and Pakistan also cooperate within the framework of SAARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Both are its members. With the passage of time, Pakistan's relations with Bangladesh are going to expand. There are other countries with which Pakistan has close and cordial relations. I can mention some of their names: Indonesia, Malaysia, and then there are Muslim countries in Africa like Algeria, Tunis, Morocco, and Sudan. With all these countries I have named, Pakistan has close and cordial relations. This reflects Pakistan's desire to maintain relations with the Muslim world, which is an important feature of Pakistan's foreign policy. This reflects the aspirations of the people of Pakistan, who have been great supporter of Pakistan's relations with the Muslim countries. You would recall that whenever there was some problem in the Muslim world, the people of Pakistan have always stood by them and supported them. Therefore, the government of Pakistan has always been doing the same thing, because this is enjoined on the government by the Constitution of Pakistan, and this is also part of Pakistan's political heritage. This also fits in with Pakistani identity derived from and based on Islam, that it must reflect these values in its foreign policy. This brings us to an end to this lecture, which tried to present a general framework and overview of Pakistan's relations with the Muslim world. Thank you and Khuda Hafiz.